Hi, today I'm going to make a peppered meatloaf, and I'm going to start out with about 2.5 pounds of ground beef. To that I'm going to add one little package of hot pork sausage. I'm going to get in there and mix this all together. Now this hot pork sausage is not really that spicy, and if you fry it up on its own, it's got a bit of a kick to it, but adding it to the meatloaf, all it does is add flavor. And once I have that relatively mixed up, I'm going to add an egg, get that mixed in, and I'm going to add a second egg. And get that all mixed in. Now the egg acts as a binder to help bind everything together and keep it from all falling apart. Now this is pretty sloppy. So now I'm going to add my fourth ingredient, which is seasoned breadcrumbs, and I'm going to add about a cup to start, and this will help to season the meat again. And get that all mixed in. See the consistency of this. This is not too bad. So I'm going to divide this roughly in half. Set half of it aside. And to this, Well, I'm going to add a fairly decent sized handful of black peppercorns. Mix that in. And once it's all thoroughly mixed together, shape this into a fairly decent loaf. And we'll put this stuff we set aside into the bowl. And now we're going to cover the peppered meatloaf. You notice my baking dish, I lined it with tin foil to make it a little easier to clean. And what I have here is a pack of bacon. And I'm going to use it to wrap my meatloaf. This will give the meatloaf a nice bacon crust and a little bit of additional flavor. I'm just lightly overlapping the strips as I wrap the whole meatloaf. Got 2 strips there. So I wrap the whole meatloaf with bacon. Excuse me. Suffering with a cold. And once you have the whole meatloaf wrapped in bacon, just kind of shape it to press the bacon into the meat. Get it all to stick together. And we'll put that aside. And go back to this. Half of meatloaf. To this, I'm going to add a couple teaspoons of cayenne pepper and a couple of maybe a teaspoon of crushed chilies. And the crushed chilies do add a lot of flavor. Now this is going to spice this one up, make it a little hot. And I want to get that all thoroughly mixed in. And my nose is going to run. And I'm going to shape this into a loaf. Put this aside. Okay, here we have our two meatloafs. The one's wrapped in bacon. And the other one, I'm going to make a topping. I'm going to use maybe about a half a cup of ketchup. And to that I'm going to add a couple of spoonfuls, let's make it 3, 4 of brown sugar. And mix that up really nice. Not enough brown sugar. Now I've added about 7 tablespoons of brown sugar. Get this mixed up. That looks a little better. I'm not going to worry about the lumps. I'm going to take this mixture and spread it out on this spicy meatloaf. So now you have the heat in the meatloaf and this sweet ketchup covering. Now I'm going to loosely cover my meatloaf. For now, and put it into a 350 degree oven. And let it bake for roughly an hour. And I'll be back with the results. Okay, I'm back. I let the meatloaf cook for an hour in the oven, and then I pulled the foil off the top and I allowed it to go for another 20 minutes. And here is the results. You can't really see it very well. However, this has got a nice bacon crust, and it's filled with black pepper, and this other one has a nice tomato paste or tomato crust and is spicy. And basically the beginning of the video was a basic meatloaf, and you can add anything you want to it and spice it up any way you like. So hopefully you'll give this a try.